So hi, we're at Palm Beach Boat Show. I'm with the captain on Alpha G, Aydan Longmore, and we're going to have a quick chat through the recent refit of Alpha G. So Aydan, I think we'll just go broad brush to start with. Everybody knows the boat. It's a 60-meter Ocean Co from 2004, Alpha 4 originally, and it's been transformed with the refit recently. So can you just tell us a little bit about what you did, how you did it, why you did it, what the philosophy was?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if we had enough time in the day, I'd give you the full version of it. But in a summary, because there was so much, it was so extensive. In a summary, we did a stem to stern complete rebuild of the yacht. And we have to use the word rebuild because a refit wouldn't do it quite justice. I mean, a lot of yachts out there do refits these days, and it'll be a soft changing of a
Carpets or
exactly,
something.
something light, something that gives it a fresh feeling but doesn't change its identity. We ended up coming in pretty much stripping the interior, stripping off all of the exterior teak, completely redoing all of the exterior paint. We redesigned the mast to completely change the aesthetic of the vessel. The result of all of that is, I think it's a yacht reborn, as we'd like to coin it, the term.
A super yacht reborn.
Super yacht reborn, exactly.
Okay. I think everybody has a certain understanding or something in their mind when they think of a 2004 60-meter Ocean Co. It was kind of a point in time, it was a certain aesthetic, it was a certain period. Walking on board, it's not how this boat feels at all. So can you just talk me through the interior refit and what happened with the interior? It was a winch interior to start with, but what's happened with that?
Exactly. So I think anytime you say 2004 launch, people already start to lose a bit of interest because it's an old yacht in their mind. From our point of view, it's a proven program. It's a platform that's already proven itself. It's cruised worldwide. As you said, it was Andrew Winch to start with, and it's been now reimagined by Alexander Thiriat, who's worked very closely with the owners on previous projects as well. If you walked on board, and we had an event on board yesterday, you would never ever guess her age. In fact, everyone that walked on board yesterday would say she looks brand new, straight off the yard. That's feedback from Ocean Co themselves as well. So it makes us tremendously proud because there's a lot of effort that went in the background.
What do you think the main improvements are? I mean, obviously you spent 20 million on the refit, so
Exactly.
so where has that gone, and what are the main benefits?
Sure, I think things that you'll notice when you step on board, immediately on approach to the vessel, you'll see the aesthetic in terms of the mast. The aesthetic from the paint job, the combination, I mean, I adore it. Black and white. I know sometimes the crew struggle with the black paint externally,
Yeah,
but
it shows the marks.
yeah, exactly, it can, but we've added a reverse osmosis plant that even on the dock water takes out any of the excess minerals. So little things like that, details like that, the crew have helped to contribute to the end result. What else you'll notice immediately, she had 20-year-old generators on board. You know, they put out a lot of smoke. We've now got brand new Caterpillar generators on board with a urea after treatment
So the generators are running now.
They're running right now.
Can't hear them, can't
hear
see them on the
can't
water.
smell them, can't see anything.
Would have no idea.
Exactly, and we're in a boat show. Bear in mind that there's boats around us, so naturally those fumes would come up and kind of bother people if they were there. And everyone's kind of commented on the fact that we are running on Jenny, and you'd never know.
Silent running. For an owner that's coming in to buy a new boat, he's probably worried about the spend he's gonna have to put into the boat when he buys it. What's your thoughts on what you've done, how you've future-proofed, and what an owner's going to need to spend coming in?
Sure, I think a question at the front of most owners' minds is what sort of capex will I have to bring in the next 5-year cycle? I'd say I don't foresee any major capex coming up at all in the next 5-year cycle. It's all been spent now to reset the clock, kind of 0 hours, as we said.
Okay.
So there'll be operational expenditure, of course, but in terms of future-proofing, we've done things that we don't even know what their use will be just yet. So we've laid some new fiber optic cables from mast all the way down to bridge and down to ECR, and we don't quite know what that might be used for.
Something's
but
going to
in the
change.
next couple of years, there'll be something Starlink or better, and we might need those. So you might as well, while you're taking all the deckheads down and going back to bare bones, you might as well incorporate a lot of elements that can try and bring the future towards us without having to stop the boat, rip it apart again and restart again.
Okay, so that's a lot about the technical side, which is going to appeal to some owners. But in terms of the guest experience, how has that changed? How has that improved? What's kind of new there?
I think the positive response we've had from everyone that's been on board her before, you walk on board and it's just wow is the first word that comes to mind as soon as they walk
Literally.
in that main salon. Yeah. From the guest experience, you walk all the way through from the main salon, and it's a beautiful open plan through to the dining, and you then move on forward to the master area. Now the master stateroom is 96 square meters.
It's huge.
It's a split level stateroom. It is enormous. It's full beam. And the benefit of that as well is you've got this beautiful, comfortable master stateroom, huge walk-in wardrobe, and as well as the observation lounge forward, which is one of my favorite rooms on the boat. We'll probably have a look there a little bit later.
We'll have a good walk through
It's
that.
got a 180-degree panoramic view, enormous space, whether you want to use it as a study, whether you want it for yoga, Pilates, massage, whatever you like. And it's a very, very private owner's area. So the whole main deck being the owner's deck, if you will, is easy access and plenty of room.
I think one of the things that really dates the boat, or you can tell how the boat is looked after, is the deck as well. Is it new deck throughout, new teak
Brand
throughout?
new teak throughout. So 325 square meters of teak was replaced. When we started to lift the teak and investigate, we noticed that all of the ply in the center was starting to rot. It was going a bit spongy. And again, you don't want to have to cross that bridge after you've done a paint job. You're not going to rip up the teak later. So we decided to reset it all and redo it all.
It's one thing to imagine it, and everybody wants that kind of refit for sure. But how do you make that happen? I mean, 20 million it's a lot of money, but for what you've done, it's not a huge budget. And in 9 months, how is that possible to make that happen?
Look, I think that's what's most impressive. So the result is phenomenal. But the timeline we did it in, that blows it out the water. In 9 months, we managed to schedule everything from the summer before. We hit the ground running, and the only reason it was a success is because of the people that were involved. So we had people together with the owners team that have been together as a unit for a number of years. I've worked for the owners for 9 of their last 11 years, and that means that a lot of that trust is already there. That compounded with that relationship with Ocean Co from previously, with the relationship with G&K and technical, it all came together very, very quickly, and it had to do so in order to be done within that timeline.